In 2015, Ben and I decided we'd combine our fledgling passion for video with our continuing love for cars. We started a YouTube channel, where initially I just followed Ben around while I worked on his ZX2. A couple of months into it, we named the channel Gears and Gasoline for that sweet alliteration. What followed was a 2-year period where we went from releases whenever we could, to weekly releases, to quitting our jobs and working as videographers and YouTube creators full time. And now, we've finally reached 100,000 subscribers, and we are thrilled. To commemorate this milestone, we spent a little time traveling to film with some of the folks who helped us grow the channel to where it is today. People we filmed with a few months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. Because our sub count isn't the only thing that's changed.
It was probably the third video Gears and Gasoline shot. I pretty much saw one of their previous videos on YouTube and I was like, that looks really awesome. I'm gonna go meet these two random guys and let them drive my Evo. A year after my first video, we shot the Evo again. I had done a full wide body along with a few other things. And then the car got to the point where I didn't want to drive it anymore and I was no longer able to enjoy it. So I sold it and I bought this little guy. This is a 91 MX-5 Miata. Still stock motor, but I've done full suspension upgrades, roll bar, seats, harnesses, exhaust, intake, just basic stuff to where I can, still drive it and not get a speeding ticket, but still have a lot of fun. I have plans to make more power in the future, but right now the way things are going is this is where it's gonna sit for a little while. People gave me a lot of crap for, one, selling my Evo, but then turning around and directly going to a Miata. But for me, it was the right change to make at this point in time. I wanted something different. I wanted my Evo to go to somebody that was gonna enjoy it, and I had just gotten to the point where I wasn't gonna drive it anymore.
That's the issue. The nicer the car gets, the less I want to drive it, which is the sad part. If it gets scratched or if it gets a dent, it's really gonna kill me inside for the fact that that's a lot of time and effort and a lot of money to just go right out the window because someone else does not care the same way you care about the vehicle. Hey guys, name's Ryan. I was actually in a previous episode with Gears and Gasoline about 2 years ago. Since then, the car's had quite a few changes. Back then, it was still a single turbo car, but now it is running AEM standalone. It has a built head. It's running a lot more power. It was making 400 wheel horsepower before. Now it's making around 650 wheel horsepower and 550 foot-pounds of torque. The car is a boatload of fun now. I was also running before a weak transmission. Was running the W58 transmission, which does not hold power at all. It is now running a Mark III Supra transmission, which holds a lot more power and just works so much better. I can literally drive the car like it was designed to, and I can really romp on it finally.
Did you set up a car alarm?
I set up a car alarm. That's funny as shit. So what's new with me? A couple things. Built a new house. I just bought an MR2 Turbo that's going to be a new project car. I actually started making YouTube videos thanks to Gears and Gasoline, who got me into this. They were kind enough to come down one day and say, here's a proper camera, start making content. You have the proper car, you have the personality, make it happen. And as of today, I hit 15,000 subs. And probably the biggest thing to happen to me through all of this is I got married. I got married to my wife, who is amazing. I'm lucky to have her, and she's so supportive of all of this. Probably the biggest change in my life. So the channel is called Pure Function, and the reasoning behind that was I wanted to truly be about like working on cars and things that actually help, or something that's truly functional, kind of in the name. So like talking about suspension, or talking about turbos, or I just recently did a video on two-step versus anti-lag and explaining to people what the differences are. The ultimate vision for this car, for me, is to get it to perfection, where the paint is flawless, the engine is flawless, the interior looks perfect. I want it to look better than the day it rolled off the assembly line. I want it to go to a show and go, that's the nicest Supra I've ever seen. That's my goal. You're always trying to be better. I don't want to be mediocre. I want to keep going better and better and better. That's how you get to the perfection. That's how you perfect your car.
Hey, my name is Brandon McConnell. You might remember me from the M6. I got a new car. It's a 997 911 Turbo. So it's a flat six twin turbo, all-wheel drive, 6-speed manual. Currently about 550 all-wheel horsepower. This body is the 997 generation, 997.1 to be more specific. And so it shares the Mezger motor with the 996 generation turbos. And Mezgers are known for being the bulletproof motor that can withstand, you know, lots of mods and horsepower. And so if you want to build a 911 turbo car, the Mezger motor is the one to have. And 6-speed manual too is a lot of fun. I'd say stick is always better for a driver's car, at least. I want to try something different because the M6 was a big touring car. You know, it was a big car, it was powerful, it was comfortable, but you know, it wasn't a track car really. And the 911 definitely is. It's a huge difference. It's like a really, really high-powered all-wheel drive go-kart. So it's a blast to take on the back roads. It's sad to, to have my baby being sold, but figured it was about time to move on to something new and build something new. And so, you know, decided on trying out Porsches, and I love it. I think that at every budget level, you can get the same amount of enjoyment, you know, based off of the car that you pick and how you customize it to yourself. Because I think somebody's first generation Miata that they build for a track spec can give them just as much enjoyment as, you know, a new 911 Turbo. At any budget level, there's probably about the same amount of satisfaction that you can get enjoyment out of having cars as a hobby and being able to build cars and everything.
For me, cars are my life. I gave up literally everything else that I used to do so I can solely focus on not just this car, but cars in general, learning about everything in the car community, what it's like to be a car enthusiast, what it's like to build a car. My best friends. Literally without cars, I wouldn't have my best friend to this day.
I mean, I've been here since the beginning, pretty much. And you know, we've kind of grown together. My cars have progressed as your channel has progressed. And I mean, I always look forward to working with you guys because, you just keep getting better and better and better, and eventually it'll get to the point where I just can't afford you anymore, so I'm gonna use you while I can.
That's not gonna happen.
So that's it. Thank you guys for being here with us for this, as it's a pretty big deal for us. We're so grateful to everyone who helped us get here, especially to you, our viewers and subscribers. We'll see you guys at 200,000.